The one, yeah.
Yeah, that was me, because I wasn't at the meeting, and it didn't work.
You called Kathy Gregg, didn't you, Michael?
Yeah, I reported. them all.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously, I don't.
Yeah, there's no backup. Going home might be different, but then I'm not really worried about getting home, you know? Not like I'm rushing it.
Yeah.
Been better with the 3 lanes, right?
Yeah,
Both
that's
ways?
what-
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a tight squeeze, but
right.
just kind of hold your breath.
Board of Elections will come to order. Madam Secretary, will you please call the roll?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Chairwoman Johnson.
Present?
Vice Chairman DeSimone.
Present.
Member Betancourt. Member Connors.
Present.
Member Jack Boney. Member Maderas.
Here.
Member Scholes. Executive Director Miguel Nunez.
Here.
Legal Counsel Ray McCarthy.
Present.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Madam Secretary. And we have our one agenda item. The board will review and rule upon any challenged, deficient, or otherwise defective mail ballots received for the South Kingstown special referendum in the Charahoe Regional School District special referendum held on May 7th, 2024 pursuant to Chapter 20 of Title 17 of the General Laws. Director?
Good afternoon, members of the board. Before you today, we have 5 mail ballots in which the voter signature was not able to be matched by our peers, by multiple peers of election officials during the certification process for the South Kingstown special referendum and the Charahoe special referendum. So we're going to present these 5 oath envelopes to you today on the screens. And in addition, next to that oath envelope signature or above it, you will see all the signatures, including any previous signatures that we have on file for these individuals. First individual here is Wilford T. Collette. And I do have the oath envelopes, the originals here, in the event any board member wants to see them closer. But up for Mr. Collette, his signatures are at the top that are on record. And at the bottom is what he signed on his oath envelope. And again, the teams could not come to a consensus whether or not this signature match. And any signature that you do approve here, we will add those to the totals before passing that information along. The final results to South Kingstown, Charlestown, Richmond, and Hopkinton. They are all expected to certify the results at a public meeting tomorrow.
Anyone want to start with the
Just have a
commenting?
question. I just
Yeah.
have a question, Madam Chair.
Please.
And the voter's full name, Director, please.
Wilford Thomas Collette.
Yeah, it's at the top there.
And are those both wet signatures, Miguel, or is there one that's electronic and the other wet?
That is a signature scan from his voter registration form.
The top.
Yes, both of them.
Looks like he just changed the way he's like signed for like, in other words, up there, it looks like it's like his first initial, a little bit of his last name, and then he did it full. But I see a lot of similarities
I agree.
in the,
I think it would be
Yeah.
helpful to see that.
Especially.
I would move to accept the signature. I think it's close enough. I think
Yeah.
it's close
I mean, if you look.
moved, and do you have
enough. And it
question?
says full name.
Just to your
Maybe
point.
they tried to
Correct.
write
That's
out
what I
full
noticed
name.
too.
You know,
It
I
says
mean,
sign
just
your full name.
That's not really a full name. I don't know.
Right.
Did you make a motion?
I will.
You did.
I'll make a motion to
Thanks.
approve it.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded. Any further discussion on the signature? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? The ayes have it.
The next signature before you here is for Sophia Di Simone. And the signature at the top is the signature for her on record, the two signatures that we have on file. The signature at the bottom is the signature that we have on her oath envelope that she submitted with her mail ballot in the South Kingstown special referendum.
Madam Chair, just a matter of clarity, I don't have any relatives named Sophia.
I was going to ask that. Commissioner Connors?
Same question as the last one. Do we know if these were wet signatures? The ones on top appear to be on some type of a poll pad or a screen.
This is, it appears to be a Department of Motor Vehicles signature
So do we know how they take those signatures? That's
on a
screen.
keypad, on a digital
On a
pad,
keypad,
yes.
Yeah. Okay.
And do we know when the voter registered?
The registration date was December of 2022. And I have the registration form here. The signature is placed digitally on the form, for the voter.
The DE looks like,
Deed's the same.
the D and the E look like they're the same as the signatures above, but it's certainly a scribble.
And we don't have any other signatures on file for this.
That's all
voter.
we have, yes.
And the voter was noticed, Miguel, the voter was noticed.
The voter was noticed. They did not return the notice back to us by 4 PM. Yesterday was the deadline.
It's kind of far off.
I think it's too dissimilar
Yeah.
to accept it, in my opinion, but that's my opinion.
Would you like to make a motion?
I would agree. I would agree.
So the motion then would be to not accept? Is that the motion?
To not accept the, to reject the
Reject.
signature, correct.
I wanted to say it nicely.
I'll-
To reject
I'll,
the signature.
I'll second it.
Moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor to reject the signature signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And the ayes have it.
Next signature is for, I'm going to try to pronounce this correctly, Riley Elizabeth Maowa, I believe. And the signature at the bottom is that oath envelope, and we do have 3 signatures on file. The most recent one was in 2021, which is the one you see there at the bottom, just above the oath envelope.
And the one above the oath envelope is a wet signature. The other two look to
Correct.
probably be Pat's.
Yeah, exactly. The one at the top left is a digital signature. The ones at the bottom, the one at the top left, excuse me, and the bottom one are wet signatures, and the one on the top right appears to be the digital signature.
Least favorite.
They don't, I'm just looking to see if there's a letter that looks close.
I don't see any similarities, I'm afraid.
I'll move to reject.
Second.
Moved and seconded to reject. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? The ayes have it.
The next signature is Jacqueline Campanelli, and those are our signatures that we have on file for this individual. The one at the top left is the most recent, and that is a digital signature from the DMV apparently. And the one on the right is an original signature from an original voter registration card. I will note that this individual is 96 years old.
Sorry?
96 years old. That's why that original registration card looks very like an old version one.
Right.
Sure. Yep.
That one on the top right where it mentions nomination papers and things like that. We don't, that's been long out of use.
Right,
I mean,
and it doesn't matter that there's no date on there.
I was gonna ask.
No, because our regulations do not call for that as one of the 3 requirements for
Okay.
being facially deficient.
You can see in the C between the top right and bottom.
do we know the time period of those 2 top signatures of when they were signed?
I know that the most recent one at the top left was in August of 2023. The other one must be at least 30 years old, 25 to 30 years old.
Mm,
Well, I think that based on what I'm looking at, I would say I would accept it.
Anyone
The
else?
same, I've been given the advanced age. I think I
Yeah.
tend to agree.
Uh-huh.
I-
And our signatures have changed over the years as we go, so I'm,
I mean, my concern is that she's in her 90s. And
Yeah,
the difference
absolutely.
between 1 year could be,
yeah, we don't sign our names the way we used
I
to.
mean, I'll move to accept it, I guess.
I second.
Moved and seconded to accept it. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? The ayes have it.
Thanks. Next, and the final signature we have before you is for Frederica Brewster Frederica, or Frederica Brewster, excuse me. And the signature at the top left is the most recent one from November of 2021. The others are previous signatures on file. The bottom is the signature that they signed in their oath envelope.
The top left signature, where is that one from?
That is an electronic signature
Okay.
from the
To me,
Department of Motor
they
Vehicles.
look, especially the F is similar enough in all of them. And it's a different type of F, so I would move to accept this one.
I'll second it.
Moved and seconded to accept the signature. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? The ayes have it.
That concludes the signature review process for the special election in South Kingstown and Charahoe.
Excellent.
Are there any of those facially invalid that we need to get the board to vote on? The ones that are like, they never cured the,
No, this is everything that was not cured. Everything was signed. And in some cases, we'll have some that were just not signed.
Okay.
In that case, there would be no signature for the board to review. So it would be just presented to you as envelopes without signatures
Okay.
that came back.
Just out of curiosity, when you sent out the notices on all of the ballots, did anybody come in and or notify you that?
We did. We did
Okay.
have some that were
You did.
approved based on the deficiency, yes.
That's good to know.
We have 4 that cured their ballots through the deficiency
At
process.
least we get the notice, that people got the notice.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Correct.
Exactly. Okay. Anything else?
That's it.
All right. That being said, do we have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded to adjourn. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Assuming nobody's opposed, and the ayes have it, we will adjourn this meeting at 2:25 PM. Thanks, everyone.